How's it going, guys? It's Dr. Rob with your 2-minute tip this week. Today I'm sitting down on my back deck because I feel like you have to sit down to talk about meditation and mindfulness. I don't know why, but I think it's a rule. So today I actually wanted to talk about meditation a little bit more. I've talked about it once before, but I actually went to a lecture on mind, body, and mindfulness, and it actually distilled it down to some of the most important, most simplest advice and techniques that I'd actually heard it talked about before, and actually brought up one of the biggest reasons that people actually quit. So if you have tried to meditate and you're like, this is ridiculous, it's not working, and you quit, then this is going to teach you how to do that. So a common misconception is that meditation is like a trance, or it's like sleeping, or you just kind of zone out. And this couldn't actually be farther from the truth. It's actually a very active process where you have to be relaxed but thinking and being aware of your thoughts. And it's really just practicing that awareness of who you are, what you're thinking about. So a lot of the time people have these thoughts, they go, I'm really tired, or I don't like Sally, or I'm feeling anxious about this. And really it's sitting there and going, you put a simple phrase on the beginning of it and you go, I notice that I'm thinking that I'm anxious. And if you practice this, it sounds a little bit funky, but if you actually do this at home and practice it for 5 minutes and just put that phrasing of, I notice that I'm thinking about, or I'm having the thought that I'm tired, it actually distances you and removes you from that thought, and you realize that you are not actually that thought. So this teacher that I went to see and that I heard speak had some of the driest, best humor I'd heard, and an essential key that he talked about meditation, mindfulness, is taking it lightly. Don't take it too serious. People get really frustrated. They sit there and they think that they're supposed to blank out and zone out and not have any thoughts. The average person has a thought every 3.3 seconds. Well, guess how many thoughts you have when you're meditating? You have a new thought every 3.3 seconds. So the goal is not to try and not have any thoughts. The goal is just to notice the thought, let it go, and be okay with that. This is actually the major reason that most people quit meditating, is because they think they're not good at it. They think they're doing it wrong because they can't not have a thought. Well, it's virtually impossible not to have a thought, so be okay with not having a thought. If you want a really good resource on this, there's a teacher named Sharon Salzberg, who is a phenomenal meditation teacher and makes it very simple and very easy. And there's 5-minute meditations, there's 20-minute meditations. The research actually shows that they don't actually know if there's a difference if you meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. It doesn't actually really matter, okay? So if you're looking for another reason to meditate, meditation is going to reduce chronic stress and the effects of it. Chronic stress actually affects our DNA so much that it increases or speeds up the aging process, while meditation will actually help reverse that and slow down the aging process. So if you're just looking for another reason to try it again, anti-aging is pretty good. Decreasing stress and just having a little bit more clearer head and a little bit more energy is a pretty good reason, okay? Try it this week. If you're thinking about it, just commit 5 minutes, trying a couple times a day in a row, carve out the time. I promise you won't regret it. See if you notice yourself having that thought. Have a good week.